Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and today's video is the Eyeshadow Palette Tag 5000. Now, Chic Geek Makeup created this tag originally, and I just saw Andy from Andy Does Stuff and Leanna Dalton do this tag on their channels. They did it as a collab video, and it just looked like so much fun. And you guys know I love to do tag videos here on my channel. Anytime I can find a tag video and do it, I'm gonna do it. And I still have several tag videos on my list of videos to film, so those will be coming. And of course, I'll have all three creators linked in my description box. I really encourage you guys, if you have not gone yet to all three of these creators' channels and subscribed, go do it. They're all amazing. But there are 10 questions here all about eyeshadow palettes, and I am such a huge eyeshadow palette fanatic that anytime I can talk about eyeshadow palettes, answer questions about eyeshadow palettes, roll around in my eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna do it. So the first question here is palette you wore on a special occasion. And for some of these questions, I do have more than one palette that I'm gonna show you. And this is one of those questions that I have more than one palette I'm gonna show you. The first one is the Flutterby from ColourPop. And I just love how beautiful the packaging is. And I wore this palette on my eyelids to my daughter's wedding in September of 2021, because they've been married for almost 2 years now. Yeah. And this is such a beautiful palette. I love the quality. I love the tones in here. It's a very romantic looking palette to me. Like, these are very romantic shades to me. And this shade right here is similar to a pressed glitter, but it's more finely milled. It's really easy to apply and take off, and it doesn't get in your eye and cause any damage. But I just felt so beautiful in the look that I created for my daughter's wedding. The dress that I wore was similar to this color right here. And I don't know, I felt like this was the perfect palette to pull in for the look. And this is such a beautiful quality ColourPop palette. So if you don't have this, I don't know if this is still available. If it is still available and you don't have it, and you like the packaging, you like the color story, and you want a really nice quality ColourPop palette, I absolutely recommend picking this up. Another palette I wore to a very special occasion was my own wedding, and I used the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. And this is my favorite, smaller, cool-toned eyeshadow palette that I have in my collection, cool tone neutrals. And for whatever reason, Milani stopped making this palette. I don't understand that. I believe that this is Milani's best quality formula, or best formula quality they've ever put together. So why stop making it? I mean, maybe they weren't selling this very much, but I find that hard to believe. I don't know. I mean, I don't work for Milani. How the hell would I know? But I'm so happy that I have this in my collection. And again, felt very beautiful with the look that I created for my wedding. That was in August of 2020. So just celebrated my 3-year wedding anniversary. How wonderful. But yeah, this is always going to stay in my collection. I mean, it's an older palette, but I'll always keep this because it's got a lot of very special sentimental value to me. The second question is palette you love, but is repetitive. And that would be this beauty right here, the Stone Cold Fox. Now, this is my favorite neutral palette that I have in my collection. So I'm not trying to be nasty about it at all. But if you look at it, there are a lot of repeat shades in here. There are. They all work really well. And the cool thing is even though they're similar tones, there's different textures of the same tone, which I think is cool. But there's no way in the world I would ever regret getting this palette, even though there are some similar tones in here. I don't care. I love this. It's such a beautiful palette. I've had so much fun playing with this. It's just a beautiful, cool toned staple in my collection, just like the Soft and Sultry, but this has more options in it. I don't know that I need all these options. Like I said, they are repetitive, but I just love having this, and this will always be my girl. She's my girl. Number 3 is a palette you got your money's worth out of, and this would be the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair palette. This is like, I think, the second real eyeshadow palette I ever purchased for myself. I got this, I think, it doesn't say anymore. The tag's gone. I think I got it at Ross's, I want to say. And this was the first BH Cosmetics palette I ever used. And so I didn't really know what BH Cosmetics was. But when I got this palette and used it for the first handful of times, I just fell in love with it. And I've panned 4 of the shades out of here. And this, I think, was maybe $6. So for a $6 palette, I do think I definitely got my money's worth out of it. I mean, you know, I could have panned more. I could have used all the shades. And I have used all the shades out of here. But I've had so much fun creating looks with this palette. It's very special to me, has a lot of good memories associated with this palette. And Micah, Floating in Dreams, she sent me another palette of this, or another palette of this. And I have used that in a video before. I haven't used this one in a long time. I don't know how good the quality is anymore. It doesn't smell funny. You know, I've swatched it not too long ago and it seemed like it swatched fine, but since I have the newer palette that Micah sent me, I think I'd rather use that one. But I'm going to save this forever because, you know, it just means a lot to me. It's very special. Number 4 is a palette that is an amazing deal. And I also have 2 palettes for this answer as well. I picked up the BH Cosmetics Zodiac Love Signs and the BH Cosmetics just plain old Zodiac palette together. They were having a 2-for-1 sale and I thought that was an awesome deal. Both of these palettes are lovely and they perform very well. Although this one I just used in my first old school oldies but goodies palette series, and you know, a couple of the shimmers didn't really give me the wow factor like they used to. This one in particular, Cancer, it was kind of dull. Just kind of, meh. I've had this palette now, I think, for at least 2 years, if not longer than that. So it's just getting old. I do think that age is catching up to it, but I've really enjoyed playing with this. I wish I'd played with it more, and I will continue to play with it because there's other shades in here I haven't used yet, so I don't know how they perform. We'll have to wait and see. And this one is just stunning too. I love the vibrancy in here. We've got some neutrals, but some really beautiful pops of color. I love how these palettes are laid out too, like the ring of baked shimmers, the ring of mattes, and then the highlighter. The BH Cosmetics Baked Shimmer formula is my fave. It's just my fave baked shimmer formula I've ever tried. And I just was really proud of myself for picking up both of these palettes together on that sale. BH Cosmetics used to have the most amazing sales. I don't know if they still do. I don't really go on their site anymore, but just thrilled that I have these in my collection. Number 5 is a quad that you love and wish was larger. Now this is very easy for me to answer. It's this beautiful quad from Beauty Shells Cosmetics. This is the Karma Chameleon quad. It's the Indigo quad. I love the packaging. And this quad is just gorgeous. I love the mattes, I love the shimmers, and I just wish this was bigger, you know, and they do have other quads and other tones. There's a green quad, an orange quad, a blue quad, and then a neutral quad. So, I mean, you know, I could get all those. Of course I could. But I do wish that this was larger. This shimmer right here is very beautiful, duochrome, kind of pinky purple. This shade right here is just out of this world amazing. Like right now when I'm looking at it, it's pink, but then when you shift it, it's blue. See that? I mean, and it's that mushy, kind of toppery feeling, I would say, kind of like a topper shimmer, but really does a good job of standing on its own. I've filmed with this before, just loved it. And these 2 mattes, I mean, this is an Australian indie brand. I'll link their website in my description box. Highly recommend you guys go and check out the brand if you haven't yet already. I do really want to get some more things from this brand, I do. Number 6, you love the quality, but hate the packaging. And that would be both of these palettes that I have from Milani, the Soft and Sultry, and then the Bold Obsessions. Because look at them. They're just covered in fingerprints. And, you know, it's not like my hands are filthy dirty when I'm putting my makeup on. They're not at all. But, I mean, just any kind of fingerprint, anytime you touch it, your fingerprints are going to show up. It's horrible. Let me show you the Bold Obsessions color story, since I've already shown you the Soft and Sultry. Oops. We've got some cool and warmth in here. And I just love the quality of these palettes. I still just am trying to rack my brain as to why they stopped making these palettes. I don't get it. I will never get it. Milani, if anybody from Milani is watching this right now, right, I'd love to know. I'd love to know your reasoning. But yeah, I just wish that they had like just the black. Well, that shows my fingerprints too. I don't know. But yeah, these palettes, I just don't love the packaging because I feel like they look like a filthy mess all the time. Number 7 is show your dream palette with singles. Well, I kind of feel like I already have my dream palette in singles already. And that would be the In Mel's Memory Bundle from Sydney Grace that my dear friend Michelle got me. And the packaging of these isn't the greatest either because I have my fingerprints all over these too. Let me start off by showing you the mattes. I broke them up by mattes and shimmers. And I just think this color story is beautiful, just beautiful. And these are shades I believe that Mel really loved. And so they put these together after she passed away in her memory, obviously. And stunning quality, beautiful shades, lovely tones. Everything works so well together in this bundle. Just an amazing quality. Sydney Grace is one of my favorite indie brands. Just love this indie brand so much. And the shimmers are just beautiful. I love all the tones. I love the softness and the vibrancy. Everything just works so well. And I'm just so touched and so honored that my dear friend Michelle sent me this palette bundle, or this shadow bundle, not palette bundle, shadow bundle. because it's very special in my collection. I was a huge fan of Mel's. I will always be a huge fan of Mel's. I adored her. So to have this in my collection is just very special. And I do feel like that is my dream palette in singles. Number 8, palettes you like to combine together. And that would be the Utopia palette from Beauty Bay. And then also the Gourmand Girls Ethereal palette. I love to combine these two together. And I've actually done a video where I did, I think 2 looks, maybe 3 looks combining these two palettes. And I just love the vibrancy and the fun in here. Just really fun, bright neon colors. And then this palette is all shimmers, but they're all multi-chrome, duochrome, metallic, really beautiful finishes, really beautiful flips. And the two of these together is absolutely magical. So I will be doing that again. Absolutely doing that again. I don't know that I'll film it necessarily. I might, I don't know. But definitely will be pulling these together again because they just worked really well together and I had a blast creating looks with both of these palettes together. Number 9 is a large palette you wish was smaller. And that would be this beast of a palette right here. This is the Morphe Such a Gem. Now, nobody forced me to get this palette, okay? I got it on my own volition, my own choice, but it is a monstrosity. And I don't know that you need all the shades that come in here. I really don't. They're beautiful. They perform well. I love this row in the middle here. I think these all can stay, and a lot of these shades can stay. But the browns in here, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever used any of the brown shades. It looks like maybe I used that one. I don't know. But I would have just rather had just like the pinks and purples in here. That would have sufficed for me. I do think that like for a professional makeup artist or maybe someone that's more creative than I am, this is perfect. But yeah, I just think this is a little too large. But I saw this on the Morphe website. It was on sale and I'm like, oh, I have to get that. I have to have every single shadow of or shade of pink and purple in a palette together and the browns and the, I don't know. But I'm never going to get rid of this palette. I don't think I will ever declutter this just because it's got a lot of different options in here. Just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 12 too many. And then the last question is an eyeshadow palette you wish had a matching face palette. And I don't wish any of my palettes had a matching face palette. I don't really use face palettes that often. I do have a couple, 3 or 4 maybe, and they're just not getting a lot of love. They're just kind of sitting in that drawer over there. So I can't really say that there's a palette I have in my collection that I wish had a matching face palette. I thought about that for a long time. That really stumped me. And I thought, just don't show something because you don't have an answer for it. So there you go. Those are the 10 questions to the Eyeshadow Palette Tag 5000. And I will, like I said, link Chic Geek Makeup's channel in my description box. She's the creator of this tag. And then, of course, Andy and Leanna's channels too. And this is really fun. Really fun. I love to answer questions. I am a question freak over here. And I have no problem admitting that. I'm not ashamed of it. I love it. It's just a lot of fun. And if you guys have a channel and you want to do this on your channel, I'll link all the, or list all the questions in my description box. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. But tag me so that I will go and watch it because sometimes YouTube doesn't notify me of people's videos. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.